lamig.
What's up, Tempo friends? It is Coach Clarence, and welcome to your full body build. We are calling this one Deadlift Drop Down, all right? So, it's in the title. We're gonna be focusing on the deadlifts, and here's how this is going to work. Our deadlifts are gonna take up the majority of our class. We're gonna start with a nice working, easy warm-up weight, and then we're gonna build ourselves up to an 8-rep max. So you can see I got some weight plates out here. Feel free to take out some extra weight plates as well. It's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited about this class. As we always do, wide stance, hands by your side, big deep breath in. Let's exhale it out. Now here's the deal, we're gonna warm it up, but we will have count them, 1, 2 warm-up sets with the deadlift. So instead, I wanna start to warm up the muscles surrounding the hamstrings to get us ready for that movement, okay? So with that, bring it down to the ground. We're gonna go ahead, I want you to keep one knee on the ground, you decide whichever knee you like best. The other foot is up here, we're in that soccer pose, and I just want you to lean forward into it. Don't think about like a big press, something that feels comfortable, and then start to pull back, peeling that toe off the ground. Now you can adjust that front foot as you start to move into this to what feels good for you. Especially when we start to pull back, you're gonna be like, ooh, starting to warm up those hamstrings a little bit, feeling my hip flexors opening up. But just feeling that stretch. We're really going quad here, keeping the glutes engaged, helping that lower back and hammies. Give me one more. Ooh, that's deep. Take it down, great. Bring it back to that start. Let's switch it. So same thing. That front foot is gonna move. We're going to adjust. When you pull back, you're trying to peel those toes off the ground to start to feel that stretch in the hamstring. If you need to, feel free, you can grab some blocks, or if you need to hold on to something, call the dogs over, call the kids over, whatever you need, just start to feel those hamstrings, those quads, and those glutes open up, and reset. Last thing we're gonna do, lay it on your stomach, toes are going to stay tucked, okay? All I want you to do, lift up that upper body, hold it for 1, 2, exhale, bring it down. We're warming up that core, warming up that lower back. Again, all those muscles involved with our deadlift. Give me one more right here. Hold it for 1, 2. Start to peel yourself off the mat. Come back to standing. And team, we're warm. We're ready to go. All right, so the name of the class, Deadlift Drop Down. It's in the name. We're gonna focus on the deadlift today. And if you've been rocking with me for however long your tempo journey has been, you know that I am a stickler for deadlifts. Mainly because I was someone who did not know how to do a deadlift. When I first started doing deadlifts, I was this person. Right? Not cute, not at all. But when I learned the mechanics of a deadlift, because I have a performance background, I dance, I was like, it's a beautiful movement. There's lines in this, there's points, I got it. So I wanna make sure that you feel that same aha moment today in class, because throughout this program, you're gonna see a lot of that hinge motion, and throughout your fitness and tempo journey, you'll see it as well too. So biggest thing, you'll do this facing forward, But we're gonna turn to the side for now. Starting from the ground, notice my feet are right underneath me. From there we go up. The knees, they do bend. Let the knees bend. As the knees bend, your hips are shooting back. Imagine you have groceries, hands are full, you're trying to close a car door. Now, when you get into this hinge, the biggest thing is look at my back. If I had a broomstick, I should be able to balance a broomstick on your back, and your shoulders shouldn't be here. Keep them in the pocket, then you squeeze the glutes. It's like a lever. Everything just comes to the top. We're gonna try it together. Grab those light weights, face forward. We got 40 seconds. Think about shaving the front of your legs with those dumbbells to create that hinge, then squeeze, bring it to the top. I've given you 12 reps here, but listen, that's just really a cap. Think of that 12 as a ceiling. If you do more than 12 reps, you and I are gonna have a conversation. But you can give me 6 reps here, figuring it out. You can give me 8. I want you to feel those hamstrings ignite. I want you to feel those glutes become that elevator button that presses you back to standing. And again, shoulders stay back. We'll talk about that in the next rest. But just start to feel out this exercise. and rest it up. So again, how did that feel? We talked about the lines, we talked about the pulling the hips back, we talked about keeping the back flat. We also talked a little, and now we'll go into extension of that, of what's happening with the shoulders. Because once you figure out the bottom half, the top half becomes super important, because here's what's happening in the deadlift. You're here with the weights, right? They're shaving the front of your legs. Your entire upper body and the weight from the dumbbells is now being suspended, and it's being held there by the glutes, lower back, and core. So here's what I want you to think about with those weights. Don't keep them in front. They're close to your shins. Coach Rachel said this once. I thought she was crazy, then I got it. Imagine you're squeezing lemons in your armpits. Hold those lemons there. Let's try that lemon squeeze. Face forward. Same thing. 12 is a cap. 12 is not what I need you to hit. The 12 reps are a cap. If you go above that, you're not invited to my birthday. So stay underneath it, okay? But squeeze those lemons. You'll notice what that does is it starts to keep everything centralized. Because the weights are close to your shins and close to your body, it's almost like when we're in the bottom of that deadlift, in that hinge, it's a triangle now. Our feet, our legs, and the weights are central, but then we have our hips that are shooting back, and our shoulders and upper body that are the other two sides of that triangle, which keeps it all together. Rest. Team, I'm dropping nuggets. Knowledge nuggets. I think like one or two of you out there, it clicked and you got it. But again, think about keeping that together. All right, here's what's gonna happen. You got a little less than 90 seconds. Let's now start to work a little bit. So I want you just to add on a little bit of weight. We're gonna make that dumbbell, both dumbbells, a little bit heavier. As always too, if you need to, the greatest thing about tempo is tempo works with you. So if you need to pause, feel free to pause, it's quick. Get those weights set up. Maybe you do one or two more practices, but don't overload the weights. We're not getting to that 8 rep max yet. We're not going for that super heavy set yet, but we are starting to challenge ourselves here. Those first 2 sets that we did, the 12 reps was a cap. Now we're gonna go for 8 reps, and I need you to hit the 8 reps, okay? Think about everything we talked about. We talked about bending the knees, closing the car door, keeping the back flat, shoulders aren't up here, and also squeezing those lemons so that we can keep those dumbbells close to our shins, creating that triangle on the deadlift. Hopefully that made sense. I'm trying to make a triangle here, but I'm so robust in the chest, I can't get my elbows together. But that bottom of that triangle, legs, dumbbells. Right here, we got our shoulders in our head. Right here, we got our glutes and our hips. So keep it all close, all right? Grab those heavier weights, face forward, give me 8 reps, 30 seconds, here we go. So, same form, squeeze the glutes. The glutes are the elevator button. That's how you know you're going to the top floor. You're coming all the way back up to the top. For this one, feel free to work with me. That's number 4 for me. I got 4 more left. I'm right where I need to be. You're right where you need to be. 3 more. Readjusting, 2 more. Final one, we got enough time for it. Push that button and reset. Good job. How did that feel? Feel free to talk back to me. How did that feel? Felt good for me. I think adding that little bit of weight on gave it the challenge that I needed, but I also still felt like I was in a comfort zone. Throughout this program, we're gonna be comfortable for a little bit, but I'm gonna push you and challenge you to get uncomfortable, and in that uncomfortableness, start to find comfort. And if you don't find comfort, at least be able to find peace. Be able to be like, hey, this is tough, but I'm here for it, all right? So, one more round of comfort. Even if this is uncomfortable for you, lean into it. Same, 8 reps. Here we go. And breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. The heart rate will start to climb in round 2. But for now, we're thinking solid zone 2. We're thinking solid pace. And most importantly, we're thinking form. You can see me. I get to the top. Almost after every rep, I readjust, reset. And team, crushing it. All right, no time to waste. We got 2 more sets of this. Let's make the dumbbells heavier. Now, if you went ham and decided, I'm going heavy now, feel free. You can keep your weights where you're at. If you're like, that's not my journey, I'm not supposed to go there. Listen, there's a difference between getting uncomfortable for growth And it's something being uncomfortable because it's scary and it's not what you need. If you don't need more weight, again, this is your class. How am I gonna know you didn't choose more weight? I can't go in your house and be like, hey, put more weights on. So if you're good with where you are, stay there. But if you would like to challenge yourself and maybe you know, 7-year itch, you're like, I wanna get a little uncomfortable, feel free. Even if it's just the red plates, feel free to add a little bit on. Let's try to push ourselves, challenge ourselves here. Now, caveat to all of that weight talk, make sure we keep our form. If you're adding on weight because you feel like I want to be stronger and that's the way to do it, I'm here to let you know, putting on more weight to challenge yourself when you're not ready or don't have the foundation, that is not where you'll find growth. That's where you'll find injury, and you don't want that. So, add the weight if you feel like you can keep that same triangle that we talked about. Keeping those beautiful lines. But if not, we'll get there, team. It's only week 1. But this is it. Here's what we're doing. We're going for 30 seconds. I want 6 of your best reps with this heavy weight, okay? Face forward, let's go. We're slowing down the reps because I want you to focus on that form. That weight is heavy. You've already been through 4 sets of deadlifts, so you're feeling it. So slow it down. If you're working with Coach Clarence, that was 3, I got 3 more. Resetting at the top. Woo, good job. Final one right here. It's heavy, it's heavy. Big squeeze, bring it to the top, and drop those dumbbells. Rest, rest. If you're feeling tightness in your back, give yourself a few twists. Give yourself a few leans. Roll those shoulders, but breathe here. Again, going into that heart rate training, which is so important for this program, you may notice as we took the weights up, all of a sudden, same movement, less reps, less time, but all of a sudden that heart rate's starting to spike a little bit. You're good. You're right where you need to be. We got 1 more set of deadlifts, and then I promise you, we're done with the hinging, okay? Done with the hinging. Let's grab those weights. Let's make them 6 of our best. You ready, team? Here we go. Big squeeze. And again, you see me adjusting, fixing. Where are those limits? Have you dropped them? Pick them back up. It's about 5 seconds per rep, so you got the time. All right, team, if you're working with Coach Clarence, this is our last 2. Let's make them our best 2. Slow, slow, slow. Big squeeze. Good. Final one. Slow, slow, slow. Big squeeze. Bring it to the top. Whew, and rest it up. Oh, man. Can you see your back gains? I can't see them, but you probably saw them when I turned around. I can see yours. They look great. Way to go. 2 minutes of rest. Here's what I need you to do. As we did in day 1 of this program, we're going to start to stack exercises. Round 2, final round of the day. So listen up. We've got 4 exercises that we're going through. All of them are going to be weighted. One of them, working unilaterally, which is going to be our goblet single leg reverse lunge. So that's probably a super heavy weight for you, but listen up. Then we go into dumbbell upright row, pulling the weights high on our feet. That is the exercise for most of us that is going to be the lightest weight. Our final exercise will be on the ground, and we'll just be going for a close grip chest press, somewhere probably in the middle of that upright row and that goblet single leg reverse lunge. I tell you all of this to remind you, we're stacking exercises, so think about your weights accordingly. And I get it. You can lift heavier on the chest press or the goblet single leg reverse lunge in the upright row, but I still want you to set yourself up for the upright row, because we'll push the tempo, we'll push the pace for the lunge and for the chest press. But when we get to that upright row, just like we saw our heart rate spike as we got into the heavier sets with the lower reps, that's what we want to happen. So set the weights up for that upright row if that's the lightest exercise, and let's start to talk about what we're going to go through. So obviously, we're going to start with our lunge. Then we'll go to the upright row, finishing with the close grip chest press. With the timing, long sets, we start 40 seconds, then we go 30 seconds, we finish it in the last set with 20. For that lunge, it's 1 leg at a time. So turn to face to the side, right leg moves. Let's go. Bring it back. I want you to give me at least 10 lunges. And remember, it's just the right leg. Do not move the left leg. Don't do it. We'll do that later. If you already did it, Go back to the right. Stay with the right leg moving. Think about that range of motion. Biggest thing too, where are your eyes? If you're looking down at the ground, you're giving me this. Pick those eyes up. I want you to find something right in front of you. That's right at eye level when you're standing. Keep your eyes on that. It's gonna keep your chest up. A little lean is fine. It's gonna give you more glute, but don't be caving forward. Final one right here. Whew, shake it out, shake it out. All right, team, we're breathing, we're feeling good. Same thing, same number of reps. This time, left leg moves. Here we go. Bringing it down. And again, the weight should be lighter. This isn't a super heavy goblet single leg reverse lunge. So 2 ways to challenge yourself. Move a little bit quicker while keeping that form. But the way that I would suggest and what I'm doing, full range of motion. Because that weight is light for this exercise, that knee is tapping on the ground. I'm bringing it all the way back up. My quads, my glutes, they're screaming, but I'm pushing it. Stay with it. All right, team, final one right here. Big squeeze when you get to the top. 20 seconds of rest. Where's your heart rate? One of you was really mad at me because I said do lighter weight, but look at your heart rate. See? Trust me, team. All right, that upright row, we got both dumbbells. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. It's like you're zipping a winter coat. The middle of your dumbbells is that zipper. Pull high. Now the weight, it's appropriate for this. So, big pull. Biggest thing, control it on the down. If you're giving me this, we're not controlling that weight. That weight is too heavy. If you need to, keep working, stay facing forward. If you need to, you can give me a little dip, then squeeze, almost like a start of a deadlift, but notice I'm using my glutes and my quads to help me pull up. If you need that, take it. Otherwise, stay right where you are. Elbows are the highest point. Give me one more. Beautiful work. All right, team. Our heart rate's climbing. I'm in that zone 3. Bring it down to the ground. We're going for a close grip chest press. So, palms face in, weights stay touching all the way down, all the way up. Let's grab those weights, use our legs to roll it back, palms in, weights touch, press it out here. Again, if this is a light weight for you for this close grip chest press, listen, listen, listen. Challenge yourself, pull those knees up to a tabletop. You can give me this. If you want, you can also add in some glutes. Maybe squeeze, hold it in a glute bridge. Looking for those booty gains. You can hold it there for the close grip chest press, or give me time under tension. I'm a big time under tension guy. It helps to build strength, especially that functional strength. How many times are you lifting something and you gotta go a little slow because you're working with somebody else? Stay there. And rest, rest, rest. Whew. Team, talk about a stack. That is a stack. And listen, you're gonna see a lot of that in this program. And as I told you in class 1, this is a way that Coach Clarence works out all the time. This is also a way, I wanna let you know something. Any sports fans out there? Yeah, a few of you? This is the way a lot of your favorite athletes work out. Because again, for me, I'm past the phase of I wanna look good. I feel like my technician told me earlier today, she said, you look great. But it's also about how do I play with my nieces and nephews? How do I chase my dog around the house? How do I put ice down my husband's shirt and then run away without tripping on the stairs? All of you have your reasons, what your whys are for why you want to be fit, why you want to be in shape, outside of just being generally healthy. But you want to be able to move well. So much about life is doing this thing and then having to go and switch to this thing and having to move and do this thing and having to pick up this thing and then having to assist with that thing. So think about what we just did. We lunged, then we pulled, then we pressed. So we're moving efficiently. And sometimes that means weight isn't going to be super heavy, but how are you moving with the weight? Think about that. All right, team, set number 2. We're dropping it down to 30 seconds, all right? 10 seconds comes off, exercises stay the same. Right leg. Bring it down. So you decide. Am I going for range of motion here? Am I going for speed? For my friends that need to modify it, I apologize for not doing this before. If you got some ankle or knee issues, feel free. Give yourself a little do-si-do, 3-step back, dip it, bring it all in. Just remember, it's one leg. One leg. The S/L stands for single leg. Last one right here. And quick rest. Keep that one weight, but breathe. We're switching to the left leg now. I want you to give me the same number of reps, same pace, same everything. Here we go. Breathe. 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 Keeping that front foot flat too. If our front foot starts to peel, that's our anchor. So our balance gets wonky. So it's super glued to the ground. The heel is pressed, all 5 toes pressed down into the ground. It's gripping. Beautiful, bring it to the top and rest it. All right, friends, this is the tough one. Again, I showed it to you, but I'll show you again. Face forward, but if you need to, it's just a little hinge, squeeze. Think about a push press, but this is the push pull. If you need it, take it, upright reps. And back to the jacket analogy. See the middle of these dumbbells? I'm zipping up a winter coat, keeping it right in the center line of my body, pulling high. Think about taking out the trash. That garbage can is full. They stuffed it. Pull that back up. Think about just trying to lift something from the ground. You're trying to pull that laundry out of the basket. Big pulls. Excellent work, team. All right, everyone. 15 seconds. Take your time. Bring it to the ground. We go for that close grip chest press. Palms face in. Weight stay touching. You have your variations to make this a challenge. Take the one that feels good for you. Let's go. I'll go through them again if you want to. Keep the weights in, keep them touching. Maybe it's just reps. You press it out. Full range of motion though. That dumbbell should be tapping the chest, then going up. Maybe it's adding in the knees at a tabletop. Giving yourself a little more core, or you want those glutes. Hold that glute bridge. It's not a back arch. Squeeze the glutes. Hold that if you want. Take it, and rest it up. Whew. All right, team. 2 more times through this. Breathe, though. Find that deep breath. Feeling it. One of the other reasons we talked about why we're stacking the exercises, why we're doing this programming the way that we're doing it, other than functionality, mobility, building strength in that hypertrophy zone where we're keeping that heart rate up by allowing ourselves minimal rest, just the right amount of rest. For me, one thing I noticed when I first became a trainer is I was like, oh, I've got to give my clients something different every day. Like, I can't have them doing the lunges like for a whole month because then they'll get bored. And I think a lot of people do, and I understand that. It's like, you know, I want some variability. But I learned through the years, there's only so many different types of ways you can move. Pushes, we really all do push-pull. There's like lateral movements, unilaterally. There's explosive types of movements. But all of it is generally the same. But what's important is to move again in the way that you move in life. And so I love to stack these exercises like this together, not just for the functionality part of it, but that's how you're gonna see growth. That's how you're gonna see muscle growth, but it's also how you're gonna get those PRs by doing repetition and then building upon it. So 2 more times through this, I'm gonna challenge you. How can you push yourself? We start with that lunge, right leg only, 20 seconds. So for me, I'm gonna go a little faster, but eyes up. If you want to, slow it down, give me a little pulse. 1, 2, it's like 1 inch up, right back down, bring it up. Again, 1, 2. You might only get 6 reps of this, but ooh, it's a different kind of burn. Rest it up. Some of you hated that, but if you loved it, or if you hated it and you're ready to get uncomfortable, do it again on the opposite side. We go left leg this time. Let's move. So again, this is all I need. But if you took it on the opposite side, can you give me just like down again, come up 1 inch, down 1 inch, then full range of motion. Down, pulse, right back up. Oh my gosh, my right quad. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. All right, team, grab both of those weights. Again, we're gonna keep this upright row, the upright row. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. So, We pull high. Here we go. Again, if you need that little hinge, just make sure you squeeze the glutes. Pull high. The weight is heavy. That was my third. This is my fourth. I'm gonna get all 6 reps. Can you get 6 reps? Can you get all 6? Rest it, rest it. All right, team, 15 seconds. Bring it down to the ground. Again, I'm not gonna go through them, but you know what they are. You can have the knees elevated, you can push out reps, or you can give me that glute bridge. Just keep it a close grip. Here we go. I'm gonna go for reps here. My chest is starting to feel it. My triceps are starting to feel it. So I'm just gonna push it out, especially because we have one more set left. So stay with me. Stay with me. Keep it going, team. You got this. Final 4 seconds. And rest it up. Drop the weights, team. The end of class is near. You'll notice if you look up at the timer, the rest is shorter this time because here's what we have. I'm going to give you options here. This is a 15-second. I mean, this is like extra credit. It's like when they ask you at Cold Stone if you want like sprinkles after you put everything else in there. It's just a little extra. So to challenge ourselves, let's do some isometric holds. For the single leg reverse lunge, if you want 15 seconds, we're just gonna hold it right there. It'll be 15 seconds on the right, 15 seconds on the left. For the upright round, we're gonna pull up. We're only going for 3. You pull up for 1, down slow for 3, 2, 1. Big pull, down slow for 3, 2, 1. For the close grip chest press, you can press it out or flip it over. Give me a forearm plank. Now, if none of that sounds like fun, just do what you've been doing, rep it out. But if you want, right leg back, we hold right here, 15 seconds. You can give me reps if you want to, but if you want to challenge, hold right here. Front foot is flat. Can you drop the knee 1 inch lower? Oh my gosh, it's burning. Stay there, breathe, 3 seconds. Stay there, it's shaking. Stay with me. Bring it up, shake out that right leg. Same thing is happening with the left leg. It's quick, it's quick. If you want the hold, take it. Here we go. Can you shift your body back a little bit? If your knee is starting to peel that heel off the ground, hold it there, 1 inch lower. Oh my gosh. Get uncomfortable, 2 seconds. And shake it out. Grab that second weight. Again, with me, find that pace. Pull it up, down slow. Control 3, control 2, control 1. Deep breath. Pull it up, down slow 3, down slow 2, down slow 1. Last one, pull it up, down 3, 2, 1. Whew. Team, I'm proud of you. We got one more exercise left. Again, if you want to, give me a forearm plank. You can also just rep out the close grip chest press. I'm gonna rep it out, but if you want that forearm plank, you hold it, final 15. Let's go. For all of my friends doing the forearm plank, I wanna be with you, but I gotta make sure I'm following the tempo for those that want to do the chest press. But no, we're working in unison. We're pushing it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, last second, and drop the weight. And as much as I wanna let you just lay on the ground, because we're gassed, you know what it is. We gotta get up on our feet, class. Everybody's got 4. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. Wide stance with those feet. Hands by your side in tempo with intention. Big deep breath in. Big exhale out. Collapse onto the ground. I could have did a whole dramatic collapse, but I'll spare you. I'll spare you this time. Let's go for that cool down. Here's what I want you to do. Lay it down on your back. I'm gonna move my weights out of the way. Lay it down on your back. I want you to go ahead, pull one knee into your chest. You choose the knee. Start to circle out that ankle. And then here's what I want. We're gonna drag that knee out to the same side. So if you have the right knee, drag it out to the right. If you have the left knee, drag it out to the left. Just open up that hip flexor from those lunges. Now take that knee, drag it to the opposite side. So for me, right knee goes to the left. If you have the left knee, it goes to the right. Beautiful. Hold it there for 3, 2, 1. We're not done with that leg yet. Bring it back to center. Shoot that leg straight up towards the sky. That heel is trying to stamp your ceiling. Pull that leg towards you just till you start to feel a little shake. Don't pull it to where you start to feel pain, but feel the hamstring stretch from all those deadlifts. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Whew. Allow that leg just to fall down. Pull the opposite knee into the chest. Starting from the top, we circle out the ankle. Great job today, team. Again, it's about moving efficiently. It's about working efficiently. It's just about becoming a better version of ourselves. That knee goes out to the same side, so left knee to the left, right knee to the right. Feeling that hip flexor open from those lunges. Hopefully you start to understand the programming as we go through this program. And even more so, if I've done this, I've done my job. You start to enjoy it a little too. Bring that same knee to the right. I'm one of those people where when it comes to my workouts, I'm very serious about it. Serious in the way of, I want to make sure I'm working efficiently and getting the most out of my time, because I have a limited amount of time, so I can't waste it. Bring it back to the center. That leg shoots up towards the sky. Try to get that heel to stamp the ceiling and then bring that leg towards you just enough to feel the stretch. And I know a lot of you out there are the same. That's the reason you got Timbo. Short on time, you got things to do. Your time is precious. To me, time is the most valuable thing, because we don't know how much we have, but we know we have to spend it wisely. So I hope you start to enjoy these types of workouts. I hope you feel like you're getting all the bang for your buck, and you really start to enjoy it as we go through it. Relax that leg. Feel free to lay down a little more if you need to. I'm gonna come into a forward fold. You can come from your knees, or you can just stand up and then fold forward. Wiggle it out, let that head hang, and then roll that body up nice and slow. And team, 2 things for you as always. First one, don't forget to put those weights away. Second one, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. You crushed this class, you're crushing week 1. My name is Coach Clarence and Timbo. We're showing the senior game soon. Bye, team.